be with us and guide us and direct us in everything we do. In Jesus' name, amen. Carol's going to read some minutes for us. You want to come up? So they can hear you. It's a little big height.
The last quarterly congregational meeting was held on July 23rd. The chairman opened the meeting with scripture and followed with prayer. Treasurer reported checkbook balance of $21,415. Trustees, May Spring cleanup had a lot of volunteers. The lawn care volunteer rotation is working well. At the end of July, the old way of online giving will be done. Deacons, 1. 8 individuals have completed the membership class and met with the deacon board. A motion was made, seconded, and carried and approved to welcome these individuals as members. CE board, the backpack event will be August 6th and VBS will be the 7th through the 11th. Volunteers are still needed. Please contact Harmony Woodine. Sunday school superintendent, the Sunday school class will have a prayer Sunday. 2. Pete Swanson and Larry Neergarth will be approached about teaching the adult Sunday school class. 3. People are needed to teach classes for children. Music. The worship team is accepting new members. Husted. A new dock will be installed courtesy of a neighbor. There will be no charge to the church. Chad will remove the old dock. Senior pastor. There have been several members that have left the church after July 2nd. When a female was asked to preach that Sunday. In conversations, these individuals stated that they have strong convictions about women preaching in the church. Please pray for the unity in our congregation. Associate pastor, 1. Washington, D.C. service trip. It was amazing how God worked through everything. Thank you for support in prayer and in giving. 2. Both the backpack event and the VBS still needs volunteers. High school students will write inspirational notes for the backpacks. Old business, there was none. New business, Dan Peterson will be finishing out Bob Swanson's term on the trustee board. The board has approved resignations from Paul Dillon, Larry Lidbeck, and Carolyn Holt. A motion was made, supported, and carried to approve Rodney Anderson as chairman of the church. Rodney will work on appointing a vice chairman. The chairman called for a motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion was made, seconded, and carried. That was Stephanie Tomczak, secretary. And then there was a special meeting just for a nominating committee. And the nominating committee for church members this year is Jeff Poyer, Jan Tomczak, Ben and Jenna Vesh. Church board members, Carrie Taff, Linda Small, and Sonia Wetzel.
I know there's one correction on the minutes. Yes. Dan Peterson will be on the Dick Ring is finishing out Bob Swanson's term on trustee board. Any other corrections that anybody else knows about? Otherwise, they'll stand approved as corrected or amended or however you want me to say it. So I'm new to this, so we're all going to get through it together. An upcoming date, we're going to have the first half of the annual congregational meeting on December 3rd. And the budget will be there for 2024, so we'd like to have you and many more here to approve that for next year. So I know the trustees have been working on that already. So Janet, treasurer's report, checkbook balance. $25,013. Any questions for Janet? I'm looking for Judy. Jeff, Judy's not up here? Because I know she's our financial secretary and she wanted to make an announcement about giving statements. If people need a giving statement for the end of the year, contact Judy, and she will get you one. We're not going to print them out for everybody in the church because some people don't need one. Is that correct, Jeff?
Yeah, they've been already contacting her. People have
Okay.
been doing it.
So just so people know, if you need a giving statement, please ask Judy. So, Judy Poyer. Carrie from the trustees, she's sick, so Dan's going to speak for us. Jeff's going to get him the mic here. Jeff's going to be our mic runaround guy, so if you have to say something, please use the mic so everybody can hear you. Thanks, Dan.
We have quite a few community partners using our building regularly. Most make a donation to offset utility and
It's on. Just get it close to your mouth.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We just want to say we've had quite a few community partners using our building regularly, and most make a donation to offset the utility and custodial costs. Our budget, we are currently well under the budget this year. But the tithing is down, so we had to transfer funds from the investment fund to help offset costs. We have started the process of putting together the 2024 budget, so please be on the lookout for that to be posted on the bulletin board around November 10th. We're also looking for help to shovel and snow blow the sidewalk this winter. We hope to schedule a rotation just as we did last year. If you want to help out, see one of the trustees, or Carrie or myself or Dick Ring or Jeff Crago. We have asked Danielson Insurance to review and revise our insurance policy. Currently, our policy cost is about $14,000 a year, and we're looking, of course, for savings to help the budget. The heat is on, and we are are working to get a couple areas working more efficiently. Please make sure if you turn the heat up in a room you are using, turn it down when you leave.
And we'll add to the heat thing, if there's a door open somewhere and you're leaving the room, shut the door, because each room has a different thermostat, so we need to be very conscientious of that. Any questions for the trustees? We'll try to answer something if somebody has a question. I know Carrie's not here, but she's good about getting us some answers, or Dan can figure it out, so. Okay, I need to do one other thing, and I already forgot, Janet already gave the checkbook balance, but I need somebody to pray for the treasurer. If somebody could raise their hand, please, to pray for the treasurer and everything that she does. Got a couple over here. And then I need somebody to pray for the trustees. It's just something I think is important. Write it down. Just a quick prayer to uplift them. They do a lot of work during the week, so people don't understand. Deacons, Tom. Jeff's coming with the mic, so.
I don't have too much to report, but we do continue with our ministry of visiting folks that can't get to church. It's an ongoing thing where we try and visit shut-ins and so forth at least once a month, if not more. And as the weather gets colder, we're getting increasing requests for use of our benevolent fund. So we're trying to keep that in balance and make sure that there's something left there for everybody that needs help.
Any questions for the DACNA board? I want to make sure there's ample time. If you have questions, now's the time to ask. So thank you, Tom, and your crew, the work you do. I need somebody to pray for the deacon board, please. Thanks. Jeff, need the mic up here. Jeff was going to say something for the CE board. Jeff Automaki up front here. Jeff's favorite thing to do, just like me, to talk in front of people.
So the CE board right now is,
Stand up.
The CE board right now is looking at our budget too, and we're going through that. And then we're also working on what our CE board stands for and what are we supposed to do for all the new people that may be coming into our board, because we are, some are leaving and we're shortly have some new people coming. So when I started on the CE board, I didn't understand that it was a lot more than just taking care of what the kids are doing. It's got a lot to it, so we're going through that and gonna have some written out so people know what we're supposed to be doing. And that's it.
Any questions for the CE? Nothing? I need somebody to pray for the CE board, please. Thank you. Rod, Sunday school. Rodney likes to speak, so it's easy.
What? I like to speak?
Nice and loud.
Yeah, I don't need a mic. No, there still is an adult Sunday school class, and if you have a desire to teach, and I found the one best ways to learn is to teach. So we're always looking for more people to teach. And the children's Sunday school, which goes during the service, we've now kind of settled down. It used to be that we would have 30 kids one week and 3 the next and 15 and that sort of thing. So it has settled down to about an average of 20 kids every week. So it's something that we can now begin really planning better for. And if you are interested in teaching, the goal is to get it so that you may be teaching for 2 months to 3 months at a time, and then somebody else would come in and take over for you. So it would not be the fearful, you're in it for life, or at least 5 years. So, again, and if you're uncomfortable about teaching, come see me. I can help you learn. I had to.
Any questions for Sunday school? What's going on there? For the younger kids, am I right if I say that, Rod? For what grades are we looking for some teachers? Yes. all younger kids, probably probably 6th grade and down, I would guess, right? Correct? 1st to 6th grade. Okay. All the way up through high school if needed. So if it's something that is your forte, that's great. Otherwise, Rod can help you with it. I know Steve can help too. So if we do need teachers, volunteers, people to help on Sunday morning, because everybody wants to be in the sanctuary and there's other things going on. So I mean, sometimes it would be nice if they could pair off with some other people so they can enjoy being in the sanctuary also. So. I need somebody to pray for the Sunday school, please. Got a couple here. Thank you. Sonia, I'm going to ask you to speak on missions. Yeah, you want to do everything? She's also going to talk to us about the nominating committee, too, because she's helping with that. So here comes the mic.
Okay, First Fruits right now is $1,732, and Outreach is $8,594. We had Pumpkin Fest yesterday, and it turned out really well considering the weather was cold and rainy. There were a lot of people that showed up, and it was great. It was a good time, and the missions and outreach are separate groups now. So if anyone is interested in missions and focusing on missionaries and just communicating with them and encouraging them, that is one group. And if you are interested in outreach and doing community events and church events for welcoming people in, we would encourage you to come. We need people that are interested in loving our community and loving our missionaries. The missionaries have come up with, the missions committee has come up with a budget of sorts. Tentative. Thank you, Rodney. To whatever the first fruits we get that month will be used for missionaries and ministries, local and in Alaska, partly in Russia and Ukraine. And that group uses whatever 10% of whatever is given that month. So you can think about that part of what you're giving is being used for that. For the nominating committee side of it, we are in need of a board vice chair, a deacon. We will need someone on the Husted estate, and we need a missions outreach chair. So if you know of somebody that's interested, or any of you are interested, please let anybody on the nominating committee know that.
Thank you, Sonia. Somebody pray for missions and outreach, please. Ben? In case you don't know who's on the nominating committee, it's Sonia, Ben Vish, Jana Vish, Jeff Boyer, Linda Small, Carrie Taff, and Jan Tomzak. So if you know somebody that's looking to get on the board or help out with that, please grab one of those people, and they will meet about it and talk with the person. But make sure you check with the person before you volunteer them for the board. So don't volunteer your neighbor unless they've already said they would do it. So I was just talking with Eric. He couldn't stay with our music. Probably the biggest thing is he's looking for volunteers for the slides. On Sunday morning, we have 2 people that do it, but you know, when somebody's sick or somebody can't make it, we can always use an extra body. It's not super complicated. They're normally already in the system. So you have to have a little bit of computer knowledge, but it's not, I could probably even do it. It's not that hard. So, Husted estate. Anybody here from the Husted? Oh, wait, let's back up. Somebody pray for the music, please. Don't everybody volunteer at once. Just one. Thank you. Husted, John, you got something?
Nothing required. Just make monthly payments to the First National Bank with their rent check by the third. I don't talk to that. I can talk to Craig and everything's over there right now. So.
Good to hear. Good. Somebody pray for the Husted and what they do? Just one person. Rod. Pastor Chad, you're up.
Yep, I'll come up here. First of all, thank you for everyone throughout all the ways that you're serving and the things that you're doing to help us to continue on. And it's been good to see how God's working. I'm reminded of that. I'm reminded from the sermon today, getting ready for it, of how God's just good. Does a lot of different things. Upcoming things, we think about what we have been doing to point to all the work, and you've heard some of those reports. In this next year, though, I'm pretty excited about some of the opportunities coming on. We're going to have an additional small group on Mondays, probably late morning, early afternoon. For those who don't want to be out during the dark, it'll be somewhere in that time slot during the day for sure. I haven't quite finalized that yet, but that'll start in January, probably the second week of January. So that's exciting. We've been thinking, too, about how we can incorporate different ways of some of the less extroverted disciplines. So many of you know that I went to the silent retreat last year, I guess. That was challenging in a lot of ways for me to be quiet. But I have also recognized that there's need for us to be intentional in our prayer, to find silence and stillness, and inside of that, seek out God. So we're going to look for ways in this next year to build those in every X amount of weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. I'm talking to a few people now to formulate what that would look like for us to usher in people into that space, into that time. So that's an exciting change as well, something that we're getting ready to engage into. Outside of that, nothing really jumps out of my mind of things to report that have been going on that you wouldn't be aware of. Any questions for me? Any thoughts, suggestions, concerns? All right. Thank you.
I know we all should be praying for our pastors, but somebody to pray for Chad? Thank you. Steve, junior pastor, you knew it was coming. That's good.
I know, I took my mic off. I don't like it. First and foremost, just thank you to everybody who came out and helped with us yesterday for the Pumpkin Fest event. It is a tremendous event that helps us outreach our community. And I just wanted to remind our congregation that many of the kids programs and youth programs that we do, a lot of the families that are connected to those became connected to those programs through events like the Pumpkin Fest. That's how they make that connection to this church. So a lot of the kids that are coming to our adventure club, those families, families that have started coming to church here, it's through events like Pumpkin Fest and our backpack event and events like that to the community that helps make those connections. So whenever you support those events, whenever you come out and volunteer for those kind of events, that's what you're helping to support is those connections that are being made. So thank you again to everyone who does that and helps with that stuff. A couple things just of note, pasty sales are going on. We very much need people to help support with that because our high school group works very hard to get all of that stuff made, all of those pasties made, and it helps us support the trip that we do, which is an absolutely central part of our ministry to our high school students. Last year, Washington, D.C. was very, very impactful for those students. It is a catalyst moment. It is a trip that we use as a starting point of conversation that we continue throughout the entire year. And so I encourage you to keep praying for those students. They very much covet your prayers. They need them. They are a generation that is under siege. And so please keep praying for them. Please keep supporting them financially and just emotionally and talk to our kids, encourage them. On November 9th and 10th, we're going to be doing our pasty making days. And I encourage you to come out and do that with the students. Come out, help. Even if you're terrible in the kitchen, it doesn't matter. We need to wash dishes too, so you can do that. There's all sorts of stuff that you can help us do. So it is a great opportunity for you to connect with the high school students that we serve. So come out to do that as well. And then just last push for that. As far as volunteers, we very much need volunteers. We need hands. Rodney spoke a little bit about volunteers for Sunday morning. We have a lot of kids that we deal with throughout the week, throughout Sunday mornings, and we need hands everywhere. Our age breakdown is we do kindergarten through like second grade, and then we have third through fifth grade that we teach on Sunday mornings. We encourage our junior high and high school students, which is 6th through 12th grade, to stay in the service on Sunday mornings. But periodically, I will teach a confirmation class, which is geared for 6th through 9th grade, basically. That's not a regular class, though. That's something that I will do on a periodic basis, like an 18-week class for them. So I encourage you, if that's something that is maybe tugging on your heartstrings, if that's something that you want to do, we can get you hooked up with that and working with that. So please do that when you can. All right? Thank you. Any questions anyone might have? All right. Thank you.
Somebody to pray for Steve and his work that he's doing. Jan, thank you. Decorating. I know Steph's not here and she doesn't like when I say that, but Christmas is coming. I know Tom's X have been very involved with decorating the church, but honestly, they're not in charge of it. So, go ahead. They would do it, yeah. They're willing to do it. They're willing to help, but we need help. I mean, this is a big building, and we do a lot of decorating, and it goes by in an evening, but it's a lot of hands-on. So don't be afraid when that comes up in a month or so. Don't raise your hand and say, I'll be there, you know. And Tom's Acts are by no way in charge of it. So it's just that they're good volunteers, and they've always volunteered for it. But please, volunteer, show up, come. Maybe some of them will stay home, right, Jan? Take a break. No, probably not. I don't really have any old business to talk about. I do have some dates I want to go over with you guys. December's coming. I know Chad's been talking about it, but it's not very far away. We have a pretty full schedule for December already. So mark your calendars so you can be here at First Covenant Church. So we got stuff going on. So we have the Rocky Brothers concert. They're coming on December 3rd. That's an evening concert here at the church. On the 10th, we have Yule Fest. And I believe that's going to be at like 6 o'clock. Carol, maybe? And then on the 17th, we're going to do Christmas caroling. A whole group from the church goes to some nursing homes and things like that, so it's a great time. And then it brings us to Christmas Eve on the 24th. So we got something going on every Sunday evening right through the whole month of December. So mark your calendars and get ready. Christmas is coming. So I don't have any business to vote on, Jeff Poyer.
Just to note, next Sunday will be the last potluck for this year, too.
Because we're getting into Thanksgiving is the month after, and then Christmas is the month after that, so we're not going to have them until January. But thanks, Jeff. Anything else? Somebody wants to talk about something, bring something up, chat about something, we're all together. It's a good time to do it. Dad? He reminded me of this yesterday, so, like, sorry, I'm bad, but I'm kind of new to this chairman job. I guess that should have been on my calendar, but make sure we do something for our pastors. There's plenty of time. And they wouldn't even care if you did it next month. Take them for lunch, buy them dinner, something. Anything else? Otherwise, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Jeff said we're getting out of here. All those in favor stand up, please.